on average, a male in Social Security has twice the benefits of a female.
From your vantage viewpoint, what percentage you get a chance of this bill?
I think now that we have passed it, we've done the heavy lifting on the House side, I would hope you folks would get real busy and put a lot of pressure on the Senate. And quite honestly, I would hope that, I really, if they pass what they're talking about, fine. Let's get it to conference so we can get something done one way or another. And that's why I say I really, the partisan stuff, I get really sick of because it's not doing anybody any good. And there are people who would rather make a political issue out of it rather than try to help folks. But I think the chances, if they would pass something, I think the odds would be quite good actually this year to get something done. Yes, ma'am.
You said it's better for Iowa. It won't be the same in the other states? Or?
Well, the 5% increase over the next 3 years would be for in any state where they have a negative cash flow at their hospitals due to Medicare, which affects about 13 states. But Iowa is much more targeted as far as we are being the lowest who would help us.
Always on the bottom.
Well, you mentioned hospitals, and I work for a skilled nursing facility here in town. Is the inequity that we experience in skilled nursing also going to be addressed?
Yes,
we're way at the bottom on both Medicaid and Medicare. And for the same diagnosis, we receive just a fraction of what we do in other states.
There are two parts of the health for Iowa. One is the formula part, which you're talking about, where we really get shot down.
And it's not only this state, but here in Fort Dodge, we're considered rural, so we receive a much lower rate than we do in Des Moines or some of the other areas.
Well, Des Moines is considered to be small urban. They're not a whole lot better.
Well, our rate is much lower,
yeah.
so I don't know.
Absolutely. And it is most targeted at the rural, small urban hospitals. That's where the health is going to be targeted. And also, one thing is, it doesn't affect the Fort Dodge Hospital here, but it affects a lot of hospitals around the area. The critical access hospital, a 15-bed, where they get a direct cost reimbursement basis, that goes to 25 beds. So you'll have slightly larger, like I say, it wouldn't affect Fort Dodge here, but any hospital with 25 beds or less would be eligible for a cost reimbursement rather than formula reimbursement, which is a giant step. But this, it is targeted exactly, and that's why the Iowa Hospital Association, all healthcare providers are with us on this 100% because it really addresses the problem we have here. And we had to fight like crazy. In the House, as I said before, it's a very urban body. And for us to get any kind of relief in rural parts of the country, it would not have passed without the four of us, Nussel, Leach, Gansey, myself, Holden. Yes, ma'am.
As co-chairman of the Medicare Fairness Caucus, isn't there something you can do to help with this reimbursement and bring us up in rank?
Right, and that's what we've tried to do. That's why we fought so hard to get this type of package put together that really does address the problem.
What have you done that has been effective up to this point?
Well, we've got this passed. That's what we've done.
No, but it's the Fairness Caucus. It's not showing. And we have primary physicians who are going to leave because their reimbursement is so.
And we take away the reduction. That's what I'm telling you. What we have done, what we've accomplished. Now it has passed the House of Representatives. There's another body in Congress that we have a lot of stuff piled up over there, and they haven't touched. But what we have done actually gives an increase to those physicians rather than a cut. What we've actually done is taken away the reductions that were going into home health care and made an increase. What we've actually done is changed the formula for hospitals and given it on top of that a 5% per year increase. So that's what we've actually done.
It was just done through your caucus?
My caucus, the Rural Health Care Caucus, all bunch of people working together. on a bipartisan basis. Yes, sir.
In paying this 80% of the drug cost, who determines what the drug price is? Is it determined by the drug companies, or is there going to be something like Medicare has a assigned, drug companies accept assignments?
You will know what the costs are going to be. It will be the bargaining position, which we don't currently use, is what they have with the VA, that you're buying in mass in quantity. And we don't have that in Medicare today. The Medicare will negotiate as far as the rates for all insurance goes. And that's where you're going to see the immediate reduction of 30% of the cost of the patient. Because you're finally using the muscle of everybody here in the room rather than this plan or that plan separately.
Does your savings account have any bearing on, say, deductible or amount of poverty level?
It'd be based on your income.
Just on the straight, whatever you get on the pension or social security, that's it. Your savings don't have anything to do with it.
It would be earned income through your pay.
I would be remiss if I didn't bring this up yet on Social Security. When the federal retired, one of the things we constantly lobbying for is the inequity we feel. Only get 40%. Is it still slim in one prior to getting that rate addressed?
I think the highest priority for members of Congress is prescription drugs.
And it should be.
That, because we've got folks who really, you got people that are choosing between paying rent and what they eat and cutting bills in half to try and get by. I know.
We're going to keep all report.
Questions? Yes, ma'am.
Well, I joined that Iowa Priority Plan.
Which is not a, okay, that's not a federal plan.
It was backed by Vilsack and Harkin. I don't see any benefit at all to it. In fact, sometimes your drugs are higher if you use your card.
Our security just fell off.
So I paid him $20. I haven't had any benefits from it.
Well, and that is one, you know, and you also saw the articles recently about the pharmacists who are basically going to pull out because they're going to get them right for another 60% cut in what they get. You won't have pharmacists.
In fact, one drug even doubled in price, more than doubled in price, when I tried to use my card.
I have not heard anyone real excited about that program, and it just hasn't worked. Yes, ma'am.
Congressman, I have a question that doesn't have to deal with this topic, so excuse me for changing the agenda. But I'm here to talk to you about assisted living. And recently, the DIA, Department of Inspections and Appeals, started doing the surveys for assisted living. That was overturned by Governor Vilsack. He instructed that change. It used to be done by Elder Affairs. So my question does concern senior citizens. Currently, right now, the Department of Inspection and Appeals is going into assisted living and doing the surveys. And although the rules and regulations have not changed, they're coming back with results that are asking us to move seniors out of our buildings into nursing homes. Do you believe it's right for the state to indicate where